Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
This is Dabu7. Without a doubt, a lot of you have heard the term new normal being used a lot within the past few months, especially when it comes to this whole vaccine thing. We have witnessed people like Bill Gates and others come out and say, there will be no getting back to normal as you know it until like years later, until everyone is largely vaccinated or can prove that they've been vaccinated. Now, we've been warning about this stuff for years, what they wanted to call conspiracy theories. What are you going to call them all now? Conspiracy facts? Because like 90+% of all the stuff we've touched on that they call conspiracy has come true. Now you know that every time they call something a conspiracy, they're just scared. Pretty simple. And in this instance, they're throwing this term all over the place. But the reality is this. Things are happening. They can call them conspiracy, just like the Great Reset. It's real. It's on the front page of the World Economic Forum. This whole vaccine rollout is real, obviously. And with people behind it that are saying that you can't go about life unless you can prove that you've been vaccinated, this isn't going to go away anytime soon. So we may look at certain places, states, cities, countries doing different things. They may mandate it in some places. They may not mandate this in other places. But what they will do, and what they're already doing, is they will roll out programs that people will have to use to prove that they've been vaccinated. Meaning that if you can't show that you've been vaccinated, there is no going to the ball game, the concert, the theater, maybe not even a grocery store here in the future. Airlines have already started this. Common Pass has already been rolled out here in the United States. For those that do not know, it is already being used. It is a health pass that has been used on flights between New York, London, Singapore, and Hong Kong. And it operates off of Apple's health app. So Apple runs that. Then there's the international travel pass that's underway here, the IATA. This is going to launch in 2021, and this has to do with any international flights. If you think you're going to go around the globe without being vaccinated or proving so, you better think again. These things are rolling out fast. So I'm here to tell y'all, this is the thing you need to be watching for. If you say, oh, I don't have to get the vaccine, I'm not going to take it, well, come next summer when you want to go to that concert or you want to go wherever. This is going to be all the talk. I'm telling you, people, it's time to come together. Please join us over here on DLive, where we break this down, where we talk about all these issues, where we talk about what we can do about these issues, and a lot more, censorship-free, going down over here on DLive, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see you guys over here. You'll find links below in the description box.
All right, Shalom. All praises, glories, and honors to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Wacha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught me the truth, as well as men of like mind. Shalom wa chasad to the elect, which means peace and mercy to the elect of the nation of Israel, whom are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners of the seed line of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom are scattered here in America, which is Babylon the Great, and abroad. And to you I say Shalom, and Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua. Right beside this lesson is edifying, concise, straight to the point. All roads are leading to the mandating of the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. And we, beginning with the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, on down to the men of like mind, have been warning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians of the nation of Israel of these things. But Two-Third has been disregarding the counsel, the warnings of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. And therefore, as I speak, they're in certain predicaments that they can't seem to find themselves out of. But ultimately, this entire health passport COVID or Maxine Waters 19 virus is all a vehicle that is simply being used by the elites of Esau, Edom, so that when they mandate the RFID microchip, which is a mark of the beast, which is the goal of their New World Order, it will be easier for them to chip people. Because right now they're conditioning the minds of the people through what is known as gradualism, which gradualism is the desire of achieving a goal through gradual means. Okay? And all roads are leading to that chip, man. And now they're starting off with this vaccine, and they're saying if people don't take it, the people that don't take it, they won't be able to travel. And they've been showing this in the news and papers and whatnot. And this is all scriptural, man. Because the scripture says here in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, that a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because all these cities had and have been locked down, so people can't travel from city to city. The bridges have been open, in other words, closed. Everything has been completely shut off so that no one can freely travel at their leisure. And now they're going to say, well, look, if you don't take this vaccine, and then ultimately they're going to say, look, if you don't take this chip, then you'll be cut off from society. They're sort of gradually by saying, look, you can't travel, you can't do X, Y, and Z. And then ultimately, when they mandate that chip, they're going to say, well, if you don't take this chip, then you're going to be cut off from society. You're going to become a threat to society, one that must be imminently exterminated for the good of mankind, so-called. Because we know how these devils work. Scripture says that we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, roughly paraphrasing. And so all roads are leading to chip. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And guess what? It started snowing, and it's getting colder. And eviction moratoriums expire at the end of the month. So you know what that means? That means that all those people that are backed up thousands of dollars in rent will now be faced with imminent eviction. And what's going to make it even worse is the fact that everything's going to be locked down even more now, according to these devils. And not to mention, it's going to be cold there because of all this snow. And people are going to be in some serious cases, man. Okay, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed. You're going to see the homeless rate skyrocket. Pardon me, you're going to see people lose their homes. And men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, with the gun, the assault rifles, with the grenade launchers and the rocket launchers and whatnot, and spoil their goods. It's going to be like the road, man, like the book of Eli. It's going to be real vicious like out here, man, because of the lack of bread, because there's going to be a famine. So the Lord's going to bring all these things simultaneously. And it's going to be one thing after the next, one thing after the next. Like it says in the book of Amos, like as if a man flee a lion and he met a bear, roughly paraphrasing. So no matter what these people will try to do to find comfort in these tough times, even in the times of Jacob's trouble to come, they won't be able to, because they're going to be faced with one peril after another, like a chain reaction. And for great tribulation. And you have false prophets out there, like General Yohana, saying that, oh, you should take the vaccine. Listen, man, don't take no vaccine. To you Israelites out there, do not take any vaccine, and do not take the RFID microchip, which is a mark of the beast. Do not listen to these false leaders, man, because the scripture says that the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch. Isaiah 9 verse 16, for the leaders of this people cause them to err, which means error, and they that are led of them are destroyed. These leaders which fail in strength because they're not judging righteously according to the scriptures, will cause those that follow them to error and be led into their destruction, man. But the point is that these devils are going to soon mandate the RFID microchip, which is a mark of the beast. Written of here in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. And he is referring to the hegemony of Esau, Edom, the so-called Caucasian race. Okay, beginning with their Rothschilds, their Gettys, their DuPonts, their Lees, ultimately their banking families and super elites. Causeth all people on the planet Earth except for the elect of the nation of Israel, which Lord's willing I am of that number, as well as you brothers and few sisters out there, because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai will preserve and protect and defend the elect of the nation of Israel, both small and great, whether they be a newborn baby or elderly senior in society, rich and poor, whether they be rich or whether they be poor in society, free and bond, whether they be free or whether they be in bondage in the jail systems, to receive a mark, which the word mark in the Greek is charagma, which means a stamp or imprinted mark. The root word of charagma is charax, which means a palisade or a stake, which is that syringe mechanism that they will use to puncture the flesh of an individual to then insert the chip, the charagma. Okay? And the root word of charax is grapho, which means of the writings, filled with the writings, filled with the records, because within the RFID microchip will have people's information, their medical information, their financial information, and everything about them. Okay, and that's that mark, the RFID microchip, which is a mark of the beast. It is also known as the NFC chip implant in Europe and biochip. Okay, bio means body, so it's going to be body chip. Okay, just another name for it. To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So no man will be able to buy or sell unless he has that mark. And this is what they are similarly doing here with their Maxine Waters. They're saying, well, look, on a lower level, they're saying, well, look, if you don't take this Maxine, then you won't be able to travel from country to country, from town to town, from city to city. You won't be able to enter into this store to buy rations, or this supermarket, or this restaurant. Okay? And that's how they're gonna go about doing things gradually, up to the point when they mandate the chip, because they know that people are gonna be so desperate to get back to so-called normalcy. There's no going back to any normalcy, man. This place is through. It's done. Finito. finished. It's gone. You understand? Anyhow, reading on. In the name of the beast. Now the beast is a pagan Roman Empire which came back in the form of NATO and the EU, with America being an extension of that empire. By the number of his name, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666. The barcode system, which all goes back to the UPC code, which is a part of this man's infrastructure that will allow him to utilize a chip. Okay? And they will also use what is known as a blockchain, a centralized blockchain. Centralized meaning that it will be under the jurisdiction, under the monitoring of the central government. It will not be decentralized. And you could check that up, see what that means. Everything's going to be monitored by these devils. They could easily take off somebody's chip, whom they deem rebellious or a threat to their kingdom. Okay, and 666 in the Greek is chi stai stigma. Chi and stai both means X mark. And there's a saying in the world, I always make this example, X marks a spot. Look at certain movies, they would always mark an X or a circle with a dot in the middle before they puncture the flesh of an individual with a syringe. And stigma means stamp. Okay? And figuratively, according to the Online Etymology Dictionary, the word stigma means a mark of disgrace. So you take that chip, you're taking the mark of disgrace. And you're basically saying that Esau is your God. You're basically saying that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is not your power if you take that chip. But to the elect of the nation of Israel, the elect we will not take that chip, man. Lord's willing, I'm of the elect. Yahweh Ratazah. Okay, as well as you brothers out there, a few sisters. Okay. And this is a judgment to those that do take it. Revelation chapter 14, verse 8. Verse 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image. Now the image of the beast is a system of the beast. It is comprised of his medical system, his infrastructure, his financial infrastructure, his educational infrastructure, his laws, his democracies, so on and so forth. All these things comprise the image, which is the system of the beast. And receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. Indignation means righteous anger. And he shall be tormented with fire, meaning that the Lord, those that do take the chip, they're going to receive the full fury of the Lord. Okay, the Lord's going to cause them to feel it. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone from the ICBM nuclear missiles in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb who is Yahushai. And the smoke of their torment ascend up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image and whosoever received the mark of his name. So that's pretty much it. Lord's willing, the lesson was edifying to the elect. So until the next Lord's willing, I say Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakudash Brakatham. Don't take no Maxine, don't take no chip, man. Trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Shalom.